Back at it again, and as you guys know, Tucker Carlson went to Russia. Okay, Tucker Carlson took a trip to Russia, and during that trip, he apparently went to a grocery store and started comparing prices of things. And oh my goodness, I think you guys are gonna be shocked. It's crazy. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
So a long-standing feature, maybe the longest-standing feature of Cold War propaganda in the West was the Soviet grocery store. No products, no choices, shoddily made things. And it wasn't actually propaganda, it was real. And you can look up the pictures on the internet if you want. So we thought it would be interesting to take a look at a contemporary, modern-day, 2024 Russian grocery store 2 years into sanctions. Here we go. All right, there we go. So I guess you put in 10 rubles here and you get it back when you put the cart back. So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment. Okay, this is the grocery cart escalator. This is designed, I'm figuring this out now, where the wheels don't move, they lock on the grocery cart escalator. Look, Ma, no hands. Retail placement here is a little bit different. So it's like walking through Macy's to get to Whole Foods. Okay, we've gotten through the perfume section to get to the grocery store. So we're gonna try and buy what a family of four would buy every week, and we're gonna see what the selection is, and we're gonna see what it costs. Now, Russia is famous for its bread, which is one thing I can assess pretty well. The low-carb lifestyle has not swept Russia. Thank heaven, because I mean, look at that. It's fresh, too. Look at that. Oh, come on. Unicorn and mini mills. All right. Some kind of Russian wheat cookies. Ooh, we need coffee, don't we? I don't know if this is sugar or flour, to be honest with you, but it looks like a staple, so we should get it. It's a very good looking package. It's gotta be flour, right? And this is Russian wine. It's from Crimea, which not only has the warm water naval base, but also is the source of most of the grapes in this part of Russia for wine. So it's apparently pretty good. Cheese puffs. You check out of a grocery store and you've got gum, razor blades, and candy. Actually, they hide the razor blades because we steal them. But these are all seem to be Western products. Mars, Twix, Snickers, Milky Way, Bounty, Gillette, Hall's Cough Drops, Mentos. It's pretty non-sanctioned to me, but what do I know? I went from amused to legitimately angry.
Yeah, so just wait until you guys see the price that he paid for this stuff. Now, you guys saw him grocery shopping there. He bought a variety of things, right, for him and his crew, I believe, for the time that they were staying there. And, yeah, it's pretty wild. And also pretty interesting to see the inside of a different country's grocery store. Obviously, I've never been to Russia. I'm assuming most of you haven't either, so it's definitely cool to see the inside of a different country's grocery store. Honestly, I've never even been to another country, so just seeing any country's grocery store is always quite interesting because obviously never seen it before. So yeah, but let's continue on so you guys can see the price tag on these groceries. Check it out.
Legitimately angry. So we were guessing what this would cost. Everybody here's from the United States, buys groceries, and we didn't pay any attention to costs as we were just putting in the cart what we would actually eat over a week. And we all came in around $400, about $400. It was $104 US here. And that's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought, corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country, and that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized. We're not making any of this up, by the way, at all.
$104 for a week of groceries. Yeah. That is wild. It's wild because, as some of you guys may remember, I was talking about a story of me personally going to the grocery store and having basically 2 bags of food. It was technically 3 bags, but like the third bag had like 2 items in it. It was barely anything in it, right? I just didn't want the other bags to break at all. So basically 2 bags of food was over $100, over $100. And I'm like, yo, what the, this is nothing. You know, I remember there was a point in time where you could fill up your grocery cart for a little over $100. $1.50, you got a basket full. I mean, packed. Plus, you got stuff on the, you know, the little, or not the little, but the bottom rack of the cart, like underneath the cart, that metal rack that goes. You'd have something down there too. Some cases of pop or something. You'd have stuff down there. Plus, your basket is full. The top part is full, right? Man, absolutely ridiculous. And now we get 3 bags of groceries for $100. Ridiculous. But, you know, pretty interesting stuff right there. Pretty interesting stuff. But he also paid a visit to a little known restaurant that you guys may recognize. Check it out.
We had when we came to Moscow is what's been the effect, the actual effect on the ground, as they say, of Western sanctions on Russia. Now, Russia's the biggest country in the world. Huge parts of Russia are fundamentally Russian, not a lot of Western influence. They were that way 500 years ago. They'll be that way 500 years from now. But Moscow is very different. Moscow is the biggest city in Europe, actually, 13 million people, by far the biggest city in this country, and a very international city, a fashion center, financial center, and Russia's, needless to say, center of Western retail culture. And all of that ended in 2022, 2 years ago. So we thought we would take a look at what happened next. And McDonald's seemed like a pretty good way to do it. McDonald's, the first McDonald's, opened in Russia in Pushkin Square in Moscow in 1990. And by happenstance, my own father was there. He was an employee of the U.S. government. And he came to Russia to see McDonald's open. And at the time, I remember it vividly, I was in college, this was considered a triumph of the West over the East. The real end of the Cold War is when McDonald's, the most famous retail outlet in the United States, opened in the capital city of our great enemy, Russia. And this was a triumph of the West and its values over communism. So that life cycle turned out to last for exactly 30 years, from 1990 to 2022, and then it closed. But what happened? Well, it never really closed, it just became Russian. McDonald's franchises in Moscow were bought by a Russian businessman out of Siberia and renamed, a Russian name that we can't possibly pronounce, but that translates to tasty, that's it. And the buildings look the same from the outside, the golden arches are dimmed, but apparently not much else is different. So we've come here this morning in downtown Moscow to try the fare at Tasty That's It and render judgment. And we're going to do that right now. I must say, I feel good in this weather. I ordered, I'm embarrassed, I ordered a cheeseburger, I ordered 2 cheeseburgers, large Coke, large fries, and a chocolate cake. We're back in the van. We've just come back from the Ersatz Moscow McDonald's. Tasty, that's it. And first the price, okay? Now I'll admit, I have not been to a fast food place in quite some time, trying to preserve my girlish figure. Also doesn't make me feel good, and I'm 54, so you probably shouldn't be eating that crap. But
Yeah, just wait till you guys see this price. It is absolutely insane.
so I'm not exactly current on the prices, but here's what it cost in Moscow. 647 rubles. That is exactly $7.05, I think. And for that, we got 2 cheeseburgers, large fries, large cola, Coke knockoff, and a piece of chocolate cake.
For $7, 2 burgers, a large fry, a large drink, and a slice of cake. Yeah. Every single last person that has been to any fast food restaurant at any time recently knows ain't no way in HE double hockey sticks are you getting a full meal for $7. Your large fry is going to cost nearly that itself. The fry alone. Forget about the burgers. The fries. The drink is going to cost you about $5, $4, $5, right? The entire meal cost the equivalent of $7. 7. Now, hey, who knows? Maybe that's some bad meat. Maybe it's dog meat or something. I don't know. I doubt it, but who knows? I don't know. I'm not from the country. Never been in the country. But the point is, that meal cost him $7. Something's going on here, guys. Something's going on here. Something's going on here. Either they got some real low quality stuff, or we being ripped off like a mother lover. Y'all let me know which one you think it is. Because not only are the groceries cheaper, but when you go to a fast food restaurant, it's also cheaper, right? I feel like fast food restaurants now, they've lost their allure, right? Fast food used to be convenient because it was obviously fast and it was cheap. Well, it's no longer fast and it's no longer cheap. Like you're literally better off cooking at home at this point, which isn't a bad thing. That's a great thing. We all should be cooking at home, right? Should be cooking your meals and what's in it, right? A lot of these companies allegedly, right? I gotta say allegedly, put tons of chemicals and things, and we can go down a whole rabbit hole with that one, right? But I'm gonna spare you guys that whole discussion of going down that rabbit hole. It's not what we're here to do. It's to go over the list of alleged chemicals that these companies put in the food. But I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos and things like that and read some of the ingredients list. But yeah, $7, man. $7. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Like, for those of you that have been privileged to be on this earth longer than me, can you tell me when was the last time? Because I don't recall a time when you could get a full meal at McDonald's for just $7. Like, I feel like my entire life it's always been more than $7. So let me know. When was the last time you could get a full meal? He got 2 burgers, a large fry, a drink, and a little extra. So maybe, 2 burgers, large fry, a drink, and I don't know, what's the equivalent of that? Some cookies from McDonald's or one of those pies or something. When was the last time you could do that and only pay $7? What year or what range are we talking about? Because I'm sure that some people, well, maybe the 80s or the early 90s or something, or between like 92 and 96 or something. I don't know. Let me know. All right. And what do you guys think about this, man? Are we being ripped off? Or are they being ripped off? Talk to me. Peace and love. I'm out.